Another day, another story. April Fool's Day, occurring on April 1st each year, has been celebrated for several centuries by different cultures, though its exact origins remain a mystery. April Fool's Day traditions include playing hoaxes or practical jokes on others, often yelling April Fools at the end to clue in the subject of the April Fool's Day prank. While its exact history is shrouded in mystery, the embrace of April Fool's Day jokes by the media and major brands has ensured the unofficial holiday's long life. Welcome to Tabo Eminent Channel. April Fool's Day, celebrated on April 1st each year, is a day dedicated to playing pranks and practical jokes on friends, family, and sometimes even strangers. It is observed in many countries around the world, although its origins are not entirely clear. Some historians believe that April Fool's Day dates back to ancient Roman times, when a festival called Hilaria was celebrated at the end of March. During this festival, people would dress up in disguises and engage in playful antics. Another theory suggests that April Fool's Day may have originated from the change in the calendar system in the 16th century. Prior to the adoption of the Gregorian calendar, New Year's Day was celebrated on April 1st in many European countries. When the Gregorian calendar was introduced, moving New Year's Day to January 1st, some people continued to celebrate the new year on April 1st. Those who adhered to the new calendar system would play tricks on them, leading to the tradition of April Fool's pranks. Regardless of its origins, April Fool's Day is now widely recognized as a day for harmless pranks and practical jokes. Common April Fool's pranks include fake news stories, trick products, and playful hoaxes. However, it's essential to remember to keep pranks light-hearted and considerate, ensuring that they don't cause harm or distress to others. One popular theory regarding the origin of April Fool's Day involves the shift from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar in the late 16th century. The Julian calendar, established by Julius Caesar, was slightly inaccurate, causing the equinoxes and solstices to drift over time. By the 16th century, this discrepancy had accumulated, leading to the adoption of the Gregorian calendar by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582. Under the Gregorian calendar, New Year's Day was moved from April 1st to January 1st. However, communication in those days was not as swift as it is now, and news of the calendar change didn't reach everyone immediately. As a result, some people continued to celebrate the new year on April 1st. Others, who were aware of the change, began to mock them, sending them on fool's errands or playing pranks on them. In France, April Fool's Day is known as Poisson d'Avril, which translates to April fish. The tradition involves children attempting to attach paper fish to the backs of unsuspecting friends and family members. This custom is believed to have originated in the 16th century when King Charles IX of France introduced the Gregorian calendar. Those who refused to comply with the new calendar were ridiculed, and the paper fish became a symbol of their foolishness. In Scotland, April Fool's Day is observed over 2 days, with pranks being played on April 1st and called hunting the gowk, gowk meaning cuckoo bird, which symbolizes fool, and Taily Day on April 2nd, where pranks involve pinning fake tails or kick-me signs on people's backs. Throughout history, April Fool's Day has evolved into a light-hearted day of fun and mischief. It's a time when people can engage in harmless pranks and jokes, fostering laughter and camaraderie among friends and family. However, it's essential to remember the importance of being considerate and ensuring that pranks don't cross the line into being mean-spirited or hurtful. Origins of April Fool's Day. Some historians speculate that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582, when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, as called for by the Council of Trent in 1563. In the Julian calendar, as in the Hindu calendar, the new year began with the spring equinox around April 1st. People who were slow to get the news or failed to recognize that the start of the new year had moved to January 1st and continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st became the butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools. These pranks included having paper fish placed on their backs and being referred to as Poisson d'Avril, April fish, said to symbolize a young, easily caught fish and a gullible person. Historians have also linked April Fool's Day to festivals such as Hilaria, Latin for joyful, which was celebrated in ancient Rome at the end of March by followers of the cult of Cybele. It involved people dressing up in disguises and mocking fellow citizens and even magistrates, and was said to be inspired by the Egyptian legend of Isis, Osiris, and Seth. There's also speculation that April Fool's Day was tied to the vernal equinox, or first day of spring in the northern hemisphere, when Mother Nature fooled people with changing, unpredictable weather. April Fool's Day spread throughout Britain during the 18th century. In Scotland, the tradition became a two-day event, starting with hunting the gowk, in which people were sent on phony errands. Gowk is a word for cuckoo bird, a symbol for fool, and followed by Taily Day, which involved pranks played on people's derrieres, such as pinning fake tails or kick-me signs on them. In modern times, people have gone to great lengths to create elaborate April Fool's Day hoaxes. Newspapers, radio and TV stations and websites have participated in the April 1st tradition of reporting outrageous fictional claims that have fooled their audiences. In 1957, the BBC reported that Swiss farmers were experiencing a record spaghetti crop and showed footage of people harvesting noodles from trees. In 1985, Sports Illustrated writer George Plimpton tricked many readers when he ran a made-up article about a rookie pitcher named Sid Finch who could throw a fastball over 168 miles per hour. In 1992, National Public Radio ran a spot with former President Richard Nixon saying he was running for president again. Only it was an actor, not Nixon, and the segment was all an April Fool's Day prank that caught the country by surprise. In 1996, Taco Bell, the fast food restaurant chain, duped people when it announced it had agreed to purchase Philadelphia's Liberty Bell and intended to rename it the Taco Liberty Bell. In 1998, after Burger King advertised a left-handed Whopper, scores of clueless customers requested the fake sandwich. Google notoriously hosts an annual April Fool's Day prank that has included everything from telepathic search to the ability to play Pac-Man on Google Maps. In India, April Fool's Day is celebrated similarly to Western countries, with people playing pranks and hoaxes on each other. However, the holiday is also known as All Fool's Day and is sometimes associated with the Hindu festival of Holi, which usually falls around the same time. As a result, April Fool's Day in India may feature additional elements of playful revelry and mischief. Overall, April Fool's Day is a global celebration of humor and playfulness, transcending cultural and linguistic boundaries. While the specific customs and traditions may vary from one country to another, the spirit of laughter and camaraderie remains universal, making it a beloved holiday for people around the world to enjoy. Thanks for watching. Request you to subscribe the channel.